let's face it, guitar is lame. I'll admit, I've wasted thousands of hours of my life practicing this thing, performing at concerts, teaching workshops, playing with a ton of friends that, I gained due to the fact that we all play music together, and that just sucks. Wasting so many Friday nights having fun playing guitar. So I want to help you avoid that. That's my goal today, because you don't want that. You're not, even though it just takes 15 minutes of practice a day to hit the point where you can achieve a lot of great things. It's just not something that you're going to want, because like I said, guitar is lame. So let's not waste any more of our time. Let's get started. Number 1, you got to bite off more than you can chew. And this one is easy. You're going to want to pick something that's way too hard for you to play and keep trying to make it sound good. The immense frustration that you feel, it'll multiply. You might even get angry enough to just smash your guitar, or at the very least, sell it for half of what it's worth. And this is a legendary tactic used by only the finest quitters. And I figured it was the perfect way to start off our foray into failure. Now on to number 2, you gotta compare yourself to others. And this is an insanely good strategy for depleting your motivation. It'll discourage you greatly, and you will quit within a matter of weeks, maybe even days. All you have to do is think about somebody who is good at guitar. Preferably somebody that you're already jealous of for other reasons. And then just imagine all the fun that they have playing guitar with their friends, getting invited to jam sessions, the motivation that they get to keep moving forward. And just let that fuel your envy. Immediately reflect on how far you are from that and how much work it'll take to get from where you're at to where they are. If you aren't putting your guitar down after that exercise, you aren't worthy of being called a quitter. Number 3, you gotta keep your guitar in its case. You don't wanna get any smudges or fingerprints on it. If you leave it out, you might be tempted to practice. So keep it as far away as possible. Imagine you're watching somebody play guitar, and it looks really simple. So simple, you think that you might even have a chance to play it yourself with a bit of practice. Well, if your guitar is out on a stand right there in the living room, you're going to be able to grab it in 5 seconds flat. So, you're going to get tempted to play and you'll just be able to start playing. And if you're really serious about sabotaging your success, you'll want to keep your guitar in a case, preferably out of the way. If you have an attic, that's a great place. You could even stack some stuff on top of it to make it an extra big hassle to pull it out. Number 4, don't tell anyone that you play guitar. Don't make friends with other musicians. It may seem obvious to some, but if you start mixing music into your social life, you'll never be able to avoid it. People, they'll sing along while you play chords, or they might even want to jam with you. And, we don't want that. So just avoid telling people you play. That way, when you quit, you won't have to admit it, and you can just avoid this potentially embarrassing situation. Finally, number 5 is to seek perfection. And this is the most important one of the bunch. So many people successfully learn guitar little by little. Their chords and strumming are kind of shaky at first, but they stick with it and eventually it comes together. So let's get this straight. They practice, they sound bad while practicing, and then they sound good. Now tell me, are you okay with that? With sounding bad? Hell no. That's why you should seek perfection from the very first time you touch these sacred strings. If your first lick doesn't sound like this, I just don't see the point in moving forward. Sure, you'll hear people say that you got to start somewhere, but in my opinion, if you aren't naturally good at it right away, you're just going to end up wasting a ton of time. Sure, it would pay off in the long run, but we're not in it for the long run. Short-term payoff for minimal effort. That's my motto. And this concludes my advice for the 5 fastest ways to fail at guitar. Obviously, I'm completely joking, and I don't really want you to do any of these things. I just thought it would be a neat idea to explore these feelings that we all get sometimes. I mean, I'm guilty of 3 of these myself, and it's taken a lot to get past them. And by actually indulging in these feelings that we all get sometimes, I'm hoping that, I can shed some light on just how ridiculous they are, especially when you hear somebody else say them, and if you're somebody who sometimes feels like this, first, I'd like to let you know that you're not alone. Secondly, I'd like to extend an olive branch, so to speak, and invite you to the Good Guitarist community. It doesn't cost anything. All you have to do is subscribe to the channel. And if you want some stuff to work on, I have a free crash course for beginners, as well as a free ebook for newer players and, beyond, right? It's kind of like a little manual with tons of stuff in it. It's like 45 pages. It has every, like little dabbles of everything, and I'm going to put links to all that in the corner and down below. It's all free and designed to help you hit the point where you're actually playing guitar, having fun doing it, and making it a part of your life. Anyways, that's all for now. Take care and happy practicing.